Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into round number 10 of the Ride365.com Nationals powered by versus PC in MX Simulator. We are here at Unadilla in New York and set for round 10 of the awesome action in the 250 class here. Coming up, as you can see on the track, though, we do have riders out there right now as the 250 consolation race is motoring its way around, and you can see got 6 riders in this thing, so it's pretty small. It's kind of small, not gonna lie, but we're gonna watch this thing anyway as these guys moto it down. Craig Leak is somehow surprisingly in this race. Moto winner as recently as last year. Race winner actually as recently as last year, and even this year has had a couple really good runs inside of the top 10 at times, but for some reason is in the consolation race tonight. And hey, you know what? I think he's going to have a decent enough time getting through here, as right now we are watching Brett Powers and Kamar Glover battle it out for the last transfer spot. This is absolutely going to be the Donut MX consi, because everybody and their mother that is a Donut MX fan is going to come in here and raid the chat if he does not make it anyway. So what do I care? That's cool beans by me. Eli Block bringing up the rear, but everybody's still pretty close together, and we're not through the first lap of this thing yet. What is up, guys? We got Barrett 200, Rockstar 199X, we got Bainey 97, Eden Beachy, Motocrosser 44. Everybody's hanging out, even Eden Beachy's all the way from New Zealand. Let's go ahead and give a quick check in chat where everybody's from tonight. What are you guys watching from? Where are you guys watching from, I should say? We always have very loyal viewers from all over the world. I can't thank everybody enough that watches these streams and all of our videos on YouTube as well, of course, but it's awesome that there's such a vast majority, or vast amount of people that watch these streams from different parts of the world. Let's see, we got Texas, Australia, Wisconsin, although I know, Alex, you're actually from Wisconsin. It's cool, man. Let's see, we got Omaha, Nebraska, Germany, Georgia, Maine. So we've gotten quite a bit all over the U.S. right now. I'm saying that wrong. Valparaiso, Indiana. Redbud native, he says. East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Oh, East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Apparently 20 minutes away from Southwick. This is pretty cool, though, to see where everybody's from. Getting it started early tonight. What we're getting started early with, though, is some intense action in this consi, as Mr. Brett Powers is now up to 3rd and Kamar Glover has moved up to 4th, which means Neil Wells, who was in transfer, has dropped out, but he is still right there. Eli Block also lurking. We got Panama City, Florida also hanging out. So we've got a lot of the eastern United States quite well covered in our viewing list to this evening. Pretty stoked. Saw Neil Wells dump it in the back there, so he has now lost touch with Brett Powers and Kamar Glover as Powers goes around as Zarkowicz on the ground. And he was on the ground again as Kamar Glover hit him, so here comes Eli Block trying to get his way in. Got a little 3-rider train here, and again, this might be our first instance of it. Dualies on the sky shot all night long. I'm hoping for it. Oh, Kamar Glover yard sales, but I am again taking shots of vodka for any dualies that we see tonight on the stream. And so the first shot will go down in just a moment. I've actually already poured it. It was the very, very last of my Ciroc Peach vodka. And now I'm going to move on to Smirnoff Watermelon after this. So just, you know, taking it one step at a time, but drink responsibly out there, children. Meanwhile, Craig Leak leading this thing, looking awful comfortable. Pretty much just trying to get his way into the motos. I'm 97% sure that most of chat right now in-game is asking why we're even running this race. But I mean, I'll tell you why. Because this battle for the last transfer spot is banging. I mean, Kamar Glover kind of out of it now, but Eli Block is going to go back around Neil Wells, who crashed going onto the start straight, so he's back in. These guys are coming to the white flag right now. Looks like Powers and Leak are going to be A-okay, though. Powers has well, he just went down, but he did have a sizable gap on his Zarkowicz. So we'll see just how close Zarkowicz gets here. Not terribly close, as he's just coming over the line here. And he was bringing Eli Block with him. Yeah, there is Block, so not too far back. A little further back of that is Neil Wells, who got up from his crash. So these guys pretty much just have to ride a clean lap on 2 wheels, and they should be good to go, although Wells should be pushing the pace here. Hello, Nick the High Flyer. Excuse me. Joining us. We got 28 viewers early on. It's still early. Can grow. Just like a potted plant. Pour a little water on the folks, and they shall grow. By water, I pretty much just mean vodka, because that's what's going down the hatch tonight. Am I right? All right, Craig Leak is down, but he is good to go. He's got a sizable lead on Brett Powers. They are not running with Erode BSAP Gaming. This new Erode update, still going through the, I guess what you would call the checks and balances of being able to run with full gates. And obviously, at least in the 250 class, we are going to have a 40-man gate tonight. And this game is already pretty high demand, even without the Erode. And with the Erode, it's pretty much ridiculous. And although some people have been able to manage a 40-man gate with the Erode, they still do see frame skips. And I think we're going to be a little ways away from doing some real test races on it. And it probably won't be the Nationals that we see it. So obviously, Unadilla, Budds Creek, and Indiana would be ruled out of the Erode usage. But I'm sure in off-season races, after the season is over, we will see some come about. I heard Chris Rieseberg, one of the Race Factory Gaming track designers and kind of one of the best track creators in this game, talking about how he hopes to run a few off-season races, just like he did last year. Some of you guys will remember the SX Madness series. And we also had a one-off event that I can't remember the name of, but I think that's kind of what he's hoping to do this year, and we will see if that is the case. Craig Leak is going to win this thing, though. Front flip for style over the finish line. Azarkovich and Eli Block with Brett Powers coming through here. These guys should be making it through. Oh, but Powers is down. This is going to make Donut Nation really unhappy as he is trying to get up and get going. Just as Neil Wells rounds the corner, Wells is broing for it on that 524. Let's see if Powers can make it over the line, though. Oh, we've got Eli Block on the ground, too. Eli Block is just going to get going. Wells a little out of shape. These guys both might just squeak in. Powers down will get third. Block fourth, and Wells will just miss out. And yeah, cuts did not come into play. In fact, Wells actually had more cuts than anybody else, i.e. nobody else had cuts. Wells was the only one. Ah, right. Thank you, Alex, for reminding me. King of the Compound was the event we had last year. So So we had King of the Compound last year, and then we had King of the Block Pound, right? This year, my mind is completely jumbled, and I forgot I already need to take a shot for those Sky Shot dualies. So bottoms up, my friends. Oh. Getting it started. Woo! Just right. Oh, man. That's Ciroc. That's good, but oh, it's strong. They don't call me K2B for nothing. I'm really not good when it comes to handling alcohol. Oh, man. All right, so Consi in the books. We've got the motos coming up here in just a second. We will talk about the moto option keys to the race and the versus PC you want to watch. But before we get there, let's go ahead and take a look at our current 250 standings as we come in here. And the one and only Colt Mitchell is your current points leader entering tonight. I believe Race Factory still needs to actually manually input one moto for these guys, although I could be wrong. Either way, if we're looking at it from a strictly what we have on the docket transcript here, Colt Mitchell is leading this thing by 18 points over Shaun Klein. Both of them have won a overall this year, so they are pretty much the only two remaining guys that can win this championship. Jordan Moxie is close, but not really that close, and then everybody else is more than 100 points behind, so yeah, it's pretty much down to Colt Mitchell and Shaun Klein. As you can see, the entire top 10 right there. It's going to be a couple spoilers in there if we can call them out for sure, but I think it's going to be Klein versus Mitchell down to the end here, and we'll see how that plays out. All right, we have got 250 Moto 1 coming up here in, well, right now. No, not just now. But first I want to talk about the Moto option keys to the race here at Unadilla. And it's an interesting track, unique track. It's got a couple unique sections. Obviously, we've got the patented gravity cavity. We've got the sky shot. We have got the screw U, which has sometimes been called the elevator shaft, I believe. A couple other things on this track make it very unique. And it is similar in, I would say, dirt and traction to what we saw at Washougal. They have changed up a couple things this week with making the ruts a little bit smaller. Much to the chagrin of some people didn't really like the change. But I think the key factor in the last couple weeks that we're going to see in transitioning to this particular racing event tonight is adapting to the old style of play. There's been so many people using the road servers and getting used to playing on pretty much flat stock-ish tracks and then developing the lines, which obviously a lot of people are very into because the road has been something that's talked about for 9 years in this game and finally it's come about. But all of that time away from not putting in time on the same exact line, same exact section, doing the exact same thing every lap, might make you think a little bit different when it comes into a race like this where everything does remain the same. They still have the very same preset ruts, preset bumps, preset jumps. Nothing's going to change. The road isn't here. So it's almost like adapting to the non-adaptation of the track. You have to, focus on hitting your marks a lot more and just going for those prime lines, which everybody's pretty used to at this point of the season, but maybe those 2 weeks of a road coming into play could change things up a little bit. So I'm going to look for adapting to the old style of play and less so focusing on riding multiple lines at this track. I also think that, as with usual, the start is going to be very important here, but I actually think it's going to be more important to lead the first full lap on this track tonight, and I think someone who leads after, they come through 3 corners, go through gravity cavity and go over the finish. But once you come around for another full lap and go through the gravity cavity over the finish one more time, I think the guy leading after that point in the race is probably going to be sitting in a pretty good position because so many things will have happened on that first lap. There's a lot of opportunities for some stack ups if a major crash happens near the front. So we've seen before where guys get leads here and pull away early, and I think it's going to be another situation where if you're leading after that opening lap, you're sitting pretty good. So we are going to bring you the 250 action here. Well, in just a second. Not too sure what's the holdup at this point, but I'm not going to complain. I'm just here to watch the races like you fine gentlefish in the audience. See what's going on in chat. Well, somebody said squid. Moto Gogo says I'm going alone again tonight. Hey, you're welcome to join, Moto. There is the possibility that Chris Rieseberg will join us later this evening for the 450 action, but that is up to him. I don't know. Yeah, Donut, I guess, isn't streaming, but he did make it. So maybe he's gone full serious mode. Maybe he's trying to just put himself into the motos and actually get a solid result this time. I have noticed in the past when he streams that he does make a couple more mistakes during these consolation races, and he seemed pretty solid here tonight other than a couple falls right there near the end. But yeah, all right, we are going to bring you some 250 action here, any day. Any day that they want to get this thing going. Yeah, they messed up the scripts because the bottom of the list there is wrong. None of those 4 guys raced the consolation race there at the bottom, so we're still waiting. Still waiting to have some fun. Is anybody riding the track right now? They could show us an onboard lap. Nope, okay, just me. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take a lap around Unadilla here, third-person style, just while we kill some time on board with me. And I played this track, 4-ish laps. So, I'm going to be decent-ish at it. it has been a long time coming for me since I last raced. My last professional race in this game was Las Vegas earlier this year, the Supercross race. And yeah, I didn't put a single sausage into outdoor testing, so I'm a little rough around the edges. But it's not too bad. I was top 10 in the 450 standings last year, so I still know a little bit about what I'm doing. This track is very unique though, and like I said, they did go with kind of shortening up the ruts a little bit. It's not so much that they're smaller, it's just that they're not as long and loopy. Like they don't hold you all the way around the corner like we've seen in some of the more recent rounds where they're just like almost like long berms. So I think that's what people were a little bit upset about, is that it's not the same style we've seen last few weeks. All right, working my way towards the back. This section's pretty tricky. They went with a lot more rough entry as well. There's some really tall braking bumps into some of these corners, and this patented tricky rutted out section up into the big step up into the back. Coming over here, and then we're heading down towards the sky shot. I'm gonna try to get as steez balls as I can on this thing, but usually I'm not amazing when it comes to whips. Let's see what I can do. Well, got pretty upside down, but I'm jumping off the track. It's all right. No biggie, just come back on. All right, and then this is heading up to the flatter part of the track again, a little plateau up here. But you immediately come up to the top here, swerve through some of these ruts, and then drop off of the screw U / elevator shaft. Come down to the bottom, got some tight ruts down here at the bottom. And on a 450, it's very easy to get a good drive coming back up the hill. But on a 250, you usually have to kind of swing a little bit wider, carry your momentum. And all the way through, this has been pretty much a full lap at Unadilla. Obviously, you just come around this final corner, got to step up back onto the start straight, and you swing down by the mechanics area. And we're back through into the normal sections. I'll just finish a full lap here to make it worth your while to actually watch this whole thing all the way through. See if I can scrub down the gravity cavity. Oh, saucy. Wow, I'm actually impressed. I'm one shot deep, I'm streaming, and I put together a solid lap. I'm impressed. All right, we are still just waiting. Keep on waiting. Alex Efforts want me to throw down a heater. I did run a 222 on my third official lap. Not sure if that's good or bad. I think the pros were, I say the pros, I should say, I think the fast times were in the 210 range. Could be wrong. That was for 450s from what I saw, but I just took a real quick glance. Hey, we're loading bikes. I think we're going into the race now. We will see. What exactly is going on here, though? Not too sure. Muzarto, I think you can join the server. I don't think they made a script that kicks you out, but there are scripts to prevent you from joining the race. So, I mean, it's private in the sense that you can't like get on the track and race these guys. But you might be able to get in the server. What? Do I know the Manst Scooty Puff Jr.? Sorry, I don't know what the heck that is. Alright, time for us to pick a lovely versus PC one to watch here. Let's see, who do I want to go with for a versus PC one to watch? Who is a good pick in this spot that we don't talk about a lot, but maybe we should because they're unique? Maybe they might put in a good finish. Well, because I've absolutely never heard of this guy before, and that's just me being blatantly honest, we're going to go ahead and pick the versus PC one to watch as Westside Racing's number 742, Garrett Hollenbeck. Pretty much just because he's looking pretty saucy here on the parade lap. Ended up third on the parade lap. Number 742, Garrett Hollenbeck is versus PC one watching this first moto. Yeah, I'm sorry, Foster. I kind of don't know who that is, but that's cool that he makes YouTube videos, I guess. All right. Moto number 1 should be coming up here in just a second. It looks like everything has kind of been sorted out here. So we're just waiting for the A-OK. Let's see here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Yeah, I think this is Moto 1. Yes, it is. 250 Moto 1 coming up. Oh, I'm pumped. It's Unadilla, baby. Let's see who I think is going to get a good start. It's probably going to be someone nearish the inside. Let's just take a look at Shaun Klein just because we want to see how this championship battle is going to shape up here at Unadilla between Shaun Klein and the number 10 of Colt Mitchell. Let's drop that gate. It's Unadilla on Start Your Systems TV. And Shaun Klein is smashing into the gate. So instead, getting the whole shot, it is going to be the number 134 of Jonathan Hughes have unofficially got the whole shot. Clay Alfrey momentarily takes the lead, but Hughes around the outside into the third corner, pushes Alfrey wide and takes over the race lead. So Hughesy, rider out of Great Britain, into the early lead. Tyler Lewis giving chase. We got Brandon Hedge, Brock Pearson. There's a myriad of people that are not normally good starters getting really good starts in this moto. Hughes, we've seen whole shot a few times this year, but a couple other guys not known for their starts also running up front as Pearson tries to slide down the inside. We got Hedge in there. Guys kind of throwing dualies. I'm going to wait till the sky shot before I officially call the dualies beginning. But yeah, look at Hedge get through on the 298 and Lewis trying to funnel in with Pearson. That's Mora back there on the 48, and that might be Phil Bull on the 82 Volcom machine. I'm trying to take a look back. Yes, it is Phil Bull coming through. Isaiah Dickerson right up here. Craig Leak straight out of the Consi and into a good position with James Schuler on the 523 Volcom ride also running up front. So good starts for the Volcom teammates there. But it is Hughes leading this thing. Hughes is trying to get away, but he's making a few small mistakes here and there. Hedge is giving chase, but he just made a big mistake himself. And here comes Lewis trying to sweep around the outside on the step up, and he might get it. Hedge might get passed by two guys, as that is Mora slicing through. So Mora's made a few passes. He's up into the 3 spot. And here we go, sky shot time. Let's see how many dualies we got. We got Hughesy, Lewis, and Mora. We're close, but not that close. Hedge is upside down. We got all kinds of action right here to see where our points leaders are as well. Look at, oh my gosh, I'm loving the sauce. Oh, someone getting completely backwards, ended up crashing, I think. Got Cunningham getting upside down. French, there is your points leader. Mitchell not throwing too much steez. Zach Easter's backwards. Brett Powers, nothing. Sillick a little sideways. Blocking then 1,000 guys in the air at once. And that's dualies for sure. Kozak running the yellow plates straight out of the B class. Tanner Rogers throwing upside down a little bit. Jack Gatlin with the boner air for days. Harry White is the last guy coming through, but at least he threw it sideways. Can't fault him for that, so I have to take at least a shot for the dualies there. There's about 7 guys getting sideways on the jump right there. So here we go. First shot of the Smirnoff Watermelon Vodka. Gonna go down smooth as a tap as Jonathan Hughes is the guy to complete lap number 1 in the lead. That is one of the moto option keys to the race, so we expect Hughes to have a good one now, as he has got Tyler Lewis giving chase, but they have spread out from the rest of the field a little bit. Shot number 2 of the night going down. Woo! Really watermelony. Not too bad, little stingy around the edges. Trying to remember if I've ever had Smirnoff vodka before. I don't believe I have. What I do have is an appetite for this battle for the lead, which is really starting to shape up nicely here. Look at Tyler Lewis. He's looking fast and furious on that. Number 46, Relax the Tire Suzuki, slides down the inside and takes the lead away from Jonathan Hughes, who made a big mistake there. So Hughes going backwards a little bit there. Brock Pearson in third, Schuler up to fourth, and Moxie, the first sign we've seen of a somewhat title contender running near the front. Moxie is running in the 5 spot right now. He is third in the championship, roughly 85 points down, but still not deterred by the fact that he is all but out of this championship as he goes around Schuler and makes a beautiful pass. Schuler ended up doing a front flip and somehow rode out of it. And we got Craig Leak with Jake Warden coming to the sky shot and dualies. That was another nice one. Those guys also kind of threw dualies as we see Shaun Klein coming through. I will definitely take a shot for that first set of dualies, though. That was awesome. Mora slipped back, though. So he's got to kind of regroup here, try to stick with this group because he was in third. He must have had a crash somewhere. So all these guys funneling down to the bottom of the Screw U. 3 different line choices being used, and Mora trying to follow his teammate, I think, just kind of was flustered by trying to pick what line to go into and ended up making a big mistake at the bottom. So now we see Shaun Klein going after Brandon Hedge. Again, Klein firmly locked in this battle for the championship between himself and Colt and Michels, so any points that he can pick up over his championship combatant is a plus side as Leak makes a big mistake. Hedge trying to swing around the outside. Klein's already there, so Hedge goes down trying not to get too feisty. Klein up into the 8th spot now. Taking a look at our leaderboard across the top of the screen, you see 14th spot right now occupied by the number 10 of Colton Mitchell, your points leader. So that's the first time we've seen him in a position on the top of the screen. Again, Klein making another position up as Warden ended up sliding out after the finish. So he's up to 7th, following Craig Leak through the field right now, his teammate. Leak and Klein both riding forever good. Leak makes a huge mistake and backflips in front of Klein, and somehow, some way, Klein did not hit him, although Leak is in a very bad spot. Gets clipped by Mora, his teammate, as he goes by, but fortunately that was the only damage done, and Mora didn't even go down. So Klein got out of that one unscathed somehow. One and only Alex Heckman joining chat. And he seems pumped about my name. I'm stoked. Oh man, Hughes still getting upside down. Oh, we got 3 riders coming to the shot together. Oh man, I almost don't want to give them the dualies because we've seen better ones from guys being side by side, but oh man, it's so sick how these guys are all throwing it off the sky shot. Nobody's afraid. I love it. All good, Supercross Pig. I totally ruined every stat that I thought I knew about the Rieseberg Rodeo in the video of the Red Bull Hair Scramble this week. So my apologies. I really had thought I had read somewhere that Graham Jarvis won it, and I somehow just completely spaced on the fact that that race is in Austria. So my bad, man. Hughes still leading this thing. But he's going to have pressure soon if these guys continue to charge the way they have been. Pearson, Lewis, and Moxie all kind of like funneling up here in a little 3-pack. This is turning into a battle for second real quickly. Lewis appears to have good speed, but he keeps doing that. He keeps having small mistakes or fall-offs. It really looks like he's got this track somewhat dialed. He just can't seem to stay off the ground. So that allows Moxie to get through into third for the time being as he goes after Pearson. Again, you can just hear Hughes kind of squeaking off into the distance. He is not too far ahead of these guys. Moxie looks like he's got the bit between his teeth, though. He is going after Australia's own Brock Pearson on the 194. Once again, international flavor kind of dominating this 250 class a little bit. We have 2 Americans leading the series, but right now 3 foreign riders all running up front as Moxie's able to make that pass. And now it is a British 1-2 with an Aussie running in third. Maple Maxi saying, don't take shots for dualies too much or it'll end like Millville. Some people thought I was off the charts with Millville, but I thought it was actually pretty fun. I don't know what you guys think personally, but I guess I had a good time. And I didn't wake up the next day with a hangover. So. And unofficial right now, but I feel like I could maybe announce it that my good buddy Aaron Hemphill, who was actually there to co-announce in the studio that Millville race, is supposed to be back next week for Budds Creek in studio. So we'll see if he's able to make it. Always a good time to hang out and chat with the A-Ball. Meanwhile, Moxie can see Hughes in his line of fire, and it might be time to go after for that lead. Trying to keep it on 2 wheels as he squirrels through the ruts a little bit. Moxie seems to be the fastest of the front 3 for the time being. Down through Gravity Cavity and out over the finish line. Let's go on board at the 57 real quick and take a look at how he's doing this track. 2:16.8 last time by. Excuse me. Looking pretty comfortable out there. Good to hear that you like that stream, Alex. Like I said, I thought the Millville one was pretty fun. Hoping to have another one like that before the season's over. Maybe tonight, as he ponders and scratches his chin. Oh, Hughes! Oh, he swaps and he's down with the lead. Saw him get kicked just off of that little tabletop right there. I think he just got the single before it kind of wrong. And yeah, he is now out of the lead, but he's still right in the mix there. He is back to third, as meanwhile the charge of the day so far going to Shaun Klein, only 11 minutes into this thing, and he's come from, I believe, outside of the top 10 up to 4th, and he is not too far behind our leaders at this point. Oh, and there goes Hughes again. So Hughes is down at the top of the hill here. He is going to go back to 5th. Mora's trying to charge through from 6th, and here's a glimpse of your points leader, Colt Mitchell. He's up to 7th, so again, he's putting in a nice charge. We weren't too many laps away from seeing him back in 14th, and he's made a nice charge up to 7th, so putting some time in, moving forward. His style is impeccably horrible, but, you know, at least he is making some good time through the field. And I know if I was trying to win a championship, I would sure be tightening the shrinkter on some of these jumps and not trying to throw big booty whips. Supercross Big, I asked Checkers, aka Chris Rieseberg, if I was going to expect to see him tonight. He says maybe for the 450s, so we'll see. Rieseberg, obviously popular figure, him and his puns. Spencer Turley might not agree, but some others feel that he is quite funny. Brock Pearson is leading this thing now, though, which is strange because Moxie was leading it, so Moxie has gone down. Back here with Shaun Klein now up into 3rd, and Klein is not too far away from going here into the 2nd spot. Man on a mission is Shaun Klein. Interestingly enough, we have now made it a full calendar year into Shaun Klein's pro career, so technically speaking, he's not really a rookie anymore, but it is still his first full rookie season. But as some of you may remember, Shaun Klein, a very, very fast amateur rider last year, elected to move up after clinching the Open Amateur Championship outdoors last year. Oh, Moxie, he goes down. So Klein going to go through into 2nd. 6.2 seconds back, and that time is dropping quickly to Brock Pearson. But as I said, Shaun Klein was an amateur, turned pro at Unadilla last year, and impressed if I'm not mistaken. As he goes into the lead, Pearson down, heading up the hill, so Klein into the lead as I talk about him. I believe he finished top 10 in one of the motos. It was around a 12.8 performance, 12.9 or so. And maybe a top 10 overall, but he's looking good here at Unadilla, comfortable obviously with the track. I really can't match Checker's puns though. I really can't. Jonathan Hughes and Jordan Moxey, a couple of Great Britain's finest youngsters. I'm sure I will receive some lovely emails claiming that these people are not, but that's okay. They were going to battle for just a second. Jonathan Hughes, though, did get that spot after Moxey dumped it before Screw You. So Pearson moves back up into the 3 spot, and now Colt and Mitchell comes through into 4th. So just when Shaun Klein was thinking he might make a good little points haul here, we're not even halfway through this thing, and Mitchell's charge has been incredible up to 4th, and right behind Pearson here in 3rd. He's got him right in front of him, and Hughes is down, so that's going to be into 3rd for Mitchell, and you know what? Probably not too long will he be in 2nd here. Hi, Eli. Good to see you joining here, Mr. Block. Guess I must have missed Mitchell and Tyler Lewis getting dirty. And Supercross Pig, I know it as Screw You, but I've heard it being called the elevator shaft before. Someone that goes to Unadilla often might be able to actually tell me why it's both names, or maybe it's just the one and I've mistakenly called it a few times, but I know it as Screw You, so. All right, this battle for 2nd, kind of tame for the time being. Let's see if I can squeeze back and find another good battle going on here. These guys have all kind of funneled into a line. Jake Warden just got passed by Logan Leitzel. Got Ben Seberg, AJ Green. Thomas Silic is right behind AJ Green. Then we got Dakota French coming up behind Lysander Bigwood, with Clay Alfrey and Ben Toy giving chase. Craig Leak straight out of the Consi and battling with Cohen Hour. Isaiah Dickerson, the true rookie in the class right here, running inside of the points, and now we're starting to weave our way back towards the edge of points as Chase Donovan and Mikhail Ming Woodley battle it out a little bit. Harry White, Alex Carlo, Devin Ryan, and everyone's favorite circular flavored pastry, Mr. Brett Powers, getting passed up by Hayden Stevenson and a very laggy Devin Ryan. He's going so fast he's not even there. Oh, nope, there he is. And he gets plowed. That was, who was that? Hayden Stevenson. So Stevenson just moves Devin Ryan out of the way. He's trying to work his way forward. We are halfway into this thing, though, so I'm going to take this lovely opportunity to do a race tech run through the field here in just a second. Trying to think of the best location to do a race tech run through the field. Sky shot? Nah, because it's not really a good straight on camera. We'll just follow Shaun Klein around until I find one that looks good enough. How about that? Right now Klein is boasting a comfortable 10-second lead. Oh, come on, Alex. I meant circular flavored pastry. Not like circular. It's flavored circular. I meant that it is a circular and tasty flavored pastry. Don't you get all sassy with me, Mr. Efforts. Got to put in some more efforts to come up with better puns. Hey! All right, that's actually a pretty crappy one. Please don't shoot me. All right, Klein coming up over the little step up here. Golly, I'm trying to think where a good straight on camera would be. I guess by the mechanics area would be our best bet. I'll just wait till he gets there then. And still throwing naughty. I respect it. Klein coming down the screw you and lapping Devin Ryan, who we saw was a laggy mess not too long ago. Go on board with Klein. Well, we've actually almost reached the point of the lap that I wanted to wait for the race tech run through the field. And it's coming up right here. So Shaun Klein, number 74. Evergood machine coming down by the mechanics area. Leading this thing, looking awful fine doing it. And he has got a substantial lead, actually, in the area of 17 seconds, as corrected by the one and only Alex Heckman. Over this man, your points leader, Colt Mitchell, number 10 on the Prime Designs graphics machine. Then comes third place, number 57, Architect Yamaha Jordan Moxie. Fourth place, 134 Suzuki of Jonathan Hughes. And that is fifth place, number 48, Edward Mora. That is a lapper, I believe. This might be sixth place, Phil Bull, number 82. Seventh and eighth battling it out here. That is Brock Pearson and Tyler Lewis. And we go back to ninth. That is Logan Lightful going off the track and having a little off-road excursion. And Ben Seberg running 10th. Jake Warden running 11th here, 237. See if I've even got that right at all. Moxie, Hughes, Bull. Yeah, I think I'm right on track here. So this should be 12th. James Schuler. Yes, it is, 523. And then 13th, 14th, and 15th. That is, there's Donovan and Silic in there. And Dakota French on the 717. Craig Leak is 16th. Cohenauer is 17th. Isaiah Dickerson is 18th. 19th. Lysander Bigwood, number 370. And the final points paying position, the Clay Alfrey, number 188. Then we have, that is Ben Toy and Harry White, I believe, 751, not too sure. Alex Carlos, 66, going by. AJ Green with 751. Mikhail Ming Woodley right here. And then Hayden Stevenson, 108. Yes. Steven Azarkowicz coming up next with Brett Powers and Jack Gatlin. Coming after that, we will see Brett Powers, I think, in the mix here. This is Azarkowicz. There is Brett Powers on the 125, number 140. Donut MX. That is, darn, I forgot his name. And hey, it's our race leader, Shaun Klein. That has been a lap through the field brought to you by the fine folks at Racetech. Patented gold valve technology. Also doing engines now is Racetech. Racetech suspension. All right, since you guys requested it, let's take an onboard lap with Shaun Klein as he lays down a 2:17.6, which is not the fastest lap of the race. His lead has come down slightly, 14 seconds, 0.3 over Mr. Colt Mitchell. It's been 5 years almost since I raced a 250F in this game competitively. And the way that these guys ride these bikes is kind of unreal to me. I can't believe how much speed they're able to carry, how good they are at getting through the gears. I mean, I don't feel like I was ever a bad 250F rider, but I'm nowhere near the speed level these guys were at. And, I mean, damn, I finished on the podium in that 2013 season on a 250F. But these guys would whoop my tuchus back then any day. Ooh, Klein having to avoid a couple lappers, does so nicely. So we're going to finish up a whole lap here with Klein, and then we're going to find ourselves a nice battle to watch. Man, look at the amount of speed Klein carries, swinging around the outside. Curious to see what lap time he runs here. He is still losing time, lost almost 2 seconds this lap. Ah, Alex Effort's very punny. Coming down into the gravity cavity, and Klein runs a 2:19.6, so that's probably why he lost that 2 seconds, because he didn't run the same lap time he ran the lap before. Mitchell is close, but not close enough. Just to update you on the Puntastic adventures going on in chat right now. Alex Effort says that Shaun's inclined to whip the sky jump every lap. I like it. It's punny, but Chrissa... what's the right word here? Chris uses fantastic metaphors to get his point across. And that's what we like so much about Chris. Meanwhile, it is a all Honda 123, which is no surprise given how many people bought that Honda. Mora is running in the 3 spot. Moxie, Phil Bull is running a strong 5th. Lewis just dumped it in 6th, so Seaberg might get to him, but not quite ready for a battle just yet. We got 2 Team Volcom riders inside of the top 10. I think a little bit of Tyson Fresquez's skin follicles are rubbing off on these guys, because these guys suddenly possess a ton of talent. Alright, that's all fine and dandy, but they all still bought the Honda. Doesn't matter which Honda, it is a Honda. It was the bike of the year, apparently, in Sim. Everybody wanted it. No real battles to speak of right now. I guess Lightful's and Silik's battle here might be the closest one. They're not too far ahead of Pearson. Yeah, Byron Downer doesn't play this game at all anymore, to my knowledge, as Lightful makes a pass on Silik. But Byron Downen does post on Twitter and Instagram quite a lot, acting like his dirt bike is his real-life girlfriend. Might be some emotional attachment issues there. So Lightful got around Silik and kind of sprinted away there. I get what you're saying there, Captain's KRT, but while Evergood does have a lot of guys out there, it is still a fact that Prime Designs and all of their lovely team members are running the Honda. And Versus PC FamMX is also running the Honda. And at the beginning of the year, it was only that team, Versus PC FamMX, because Dre had worked out some sort of special deal to sell the Honda exclusively to the Versus PC guys. And then Desmond made a Honda, and Jeremy Cohen made a Honda, and then people started buying into Dre's Honda, and then this, that, and the other thing, and then Honda, and then it was up and down, and then Honda, and then Honda. Just a little parody would be nice. But it doesn't really matter what they're riding, because these three, or rather 2 guys running at the front, are fast as can be. Mitchell squeaking around a lapped rider there. We are fast approaching the end of this moto as Moxie got around Mora. So that was a pass there. Lewis, who I talked about earlier in the race as being a guy that looked like he really got the track. But so far has had issues with crashing. Might make a late run here for 5th on Phil Bull. Almost forgot, talked about it at the beginning of this race here. go back and find the versus PC one to watch and see if he's still in this one. Nope, Garrett Hollenbeck did not even get screen time in this moto because he is rage quit. All right, now this chat discussion has become a discussion about how girlfriends and dirt bikes don't really coincide, and that, you know, really dirt bikes are probably better than girlfriends. Let's see the valid points being brought up in chat. My dirt bike doesn't talk back to me. I think that's a pretty good one. It does make a lot of noise though. If you twist it the right way, it can be kind of loud sometimes. If you don't handle it carefully enough, it does like to buck you around. It's good and bad though, you know. It's good points, bad points. Captain Skirt. Oh, that's a good one. Dirt bikes are better than girls because dirt bikes gas smells better. Can't argue with those facts. Whoa, Colt Mitchell has had a lag out of epic proportions? Oh, what Colton Mitchell? Wait a minute. In chat, we are reading Colton Mitchell's game has crashed. I'm trying to find exactly where he disconnected. I can't even find where he disconnected. How long ago was this? It's just suddenly Colton Mitchell connected, so Colton Mitchell might time out soon. Yeah, Colton Mitchell is now out of the race. That is amazing. Almost made it the full 30 minutes in. And yeah, he is dropping positions fast. I can't really tell if he crashed and his game crashed, or what exactly happened. He just said LOL in chat is what we're getting told here by Alex Heckman. Wow. Yeah, so judging by the statistics that Devin Davis has gathered about the current point situation, he was 30 points up. So even though Klein's about to win this moto, he will not lose the points lead, will Colton Mitchell, just yet. But that gap now suddenly goes from 30 to 5, which is a whole hell of a lot more interesting than if he had finished second and the gap would have just dropped down from 30 to 27. Wow. Klein well on his way to winning this thing. He has got a enormous lead. Moxie's still not really done with Mora. Meanwhile, Phil Bull and Tyler Lewis are going to battle, which is now for the 4 spot. Lewis down the inside trying to sneak his wheel in there. Can't quite get it done though. Wow. So, report from chat from Alex Heckman reporting from Devin Davis is that Siri somehow shut off his internet. Interesting. Phil Bull has just been passed by Tyler Lewis on the 46 though. So Lewis looks like he is putting some consistent laps together here, but that may just be leading me into a commentator's curse. Mora made the pass on Jordan Moxie, so we're looking at an ever good 1-2 here. This might be the best finish of the season for Mora, and I'm trying to guess. I think Klein is coming to the white. Yeah, he should come to the white flag here. Oh boy, you know, when things are going your way, they're just going your way. As Shaun Klein front flips off of Thomas Silic and just rides out of it, no problem. So here comes Klein down to take the white flag, and he is well on his way to winning 250 Moto 1 here at Unadilla, and suddenly is thrust into a fantastic championship scenario, much better than what he was looking at entering tonight. As if he can come out with a victory here, he will move within 5 points, just 5 points of Colt Michels' championship lead, which has been intact for the better part of 7 rounds at this point. So it's not over until the fat lady sings, as they say. And I mean, even tonight, Klein has the possibility to leave here with the red plate if all goes well in the second moto. There's our old friend Brett Powers leaning off the edge of the track, so he's being put a further lap back. Moxie and Mora battle is gone kind of stagnant. Phil Bull is still giving it his all, though. He does not want to let Tyler Lewis just have this third place spot here. Colt Mitchell's mannerisms about that whole situation, though, definitely very Tyson Fresquez-esque. Whew, Phil Bull cross-jumped badly by a lapper there. We've seen in the past, probably the most famous situation that I can think of in this instance goes back to 2012 Supercross, when Jeremy Shipley was actually had a pretty comfortable lead in the championship on Tyson Fresquez going in around 6 at Dallas, and was in a good position. Had won 3 of the first 5 rounds. His internet went out, or his power went out, or something the night of Dallas, like right before the race was going to start. And he punched a hole in his door, broke his wrist, and had to miss the following week anyway because he couldn't hold a controller, and did not win another race that season. But Colt Mitchell, his internet just got shut off, his game crashed, and he rejoined with a simple LOL. Either way, Shaun Klein will take it no matter what. Shaun Klein is going to come down, though, through the gravity cavity and pull this thing within 5 points. Shaun Klein wins Moto number 1 here at Unadilla. And he is pumped, revving that bike out. We are maybe looking at an ever good 1-2 here. And yeah, Mora has put together a solid moto. He actually didn't start right at the front, but he made some early passes, came through, made a late pass on Moxie to get into second, and Evergood's going to go 1-2 here to start the night at Unadilla. Moxie lappers everywhere, but he is going to coast home a third here. So third in the championship, third in this race. No, I believe you that it was a joke, Heckman, but I still feel like his internet crashed, or maybe his game just straight up crashed, but I don't know. Tyler Lewis, though, nice late pass on Phil Bull, with earning him a 4th in this one, and Bull is looking to cruise to a 5th. Seaberg is upside down, but that's not going to matter, as, well, that is Chase Donovan putting together his best moto finish of the year. He's looking at a 7th right here. Schuler, not going to be close enough to Donovan, I don't think, unless Donovan goes down, so we'll watch him to the line just in case. All right, later, Heckman. Good luck tonight, my buddy. Donovan, 7th. Schuler looks like he's got 8th wrapped up unless Lightful sends it, but even that's not going to do it because he'll just go down anyway. So Lightful down to the line's going to get 9th. Another solid top 10 for the number 201 TM Factory Racing Machine. And our whole shot hero, lap 1 leader, the myth, the man, the legend, Jonathan Hughes rounds out the top 10 here. Moto 1 at Unadilla. Cohen was right behind him. He put in a good charge. He was just inside of the points early on. He ends up in 11th. Brock Pearson coming down. He will pick up a 12th. Isaiah Dickerson looks like he's going to get 13th. My dog just farted and it smells really bad. Dakota French. He is, yeah, the last guy on the lead lap, so he's going to pick up 14th. And let's see, cuts are not in. Who are we still waiting on? 26th place, Stephen Azarkowicz. As soon as he comes over the line, we'll take a look at cuts. As it stands, Klein is going to win this thing. And yeah, I think unofficially, Mitchell will be scored 29th. About 3 laps down there. Cuts are about to come in. As soon as Azarkowicz makes his way across the line. There we go. All right, and Bigwood gets into 19th over Toy. That's one position change. And that's it. Shaun Klein, Moto #1 winner here at Unadilla. All right, folks, we're going to head into commercial break real quick. Don't touch that URL bar. We will be right back here with more action. Ride365.com Nationals, powered by Versus PC. RaceFactoryGaming.com would like to thank the following sponsors for their continued support. And we're back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 10th round of the Ride365.com Nationals, powered by Versus PC, live from Unadilla, and I'm joined by the one and only ex-pro racer, Race Tech Suspension Zone, Chris Rieseberg. What's up tonight, Checkers?
Well, thanks for the intro, Kellen. Not too much, just put some kids to sleep. And now I guess I'm going to watch some simulator racing and talk about it. And I think we have 250 Moto 2 coming at me. And dude, it's been like a month since I've watched a sim race. So you have to fill me in, catch me up. Everyone in chat make fun of me. I don't care.
Well, I think we're about to be in for a really dang good second moto. If you weren't here for that first one, Chris, Colt Mitchell came into this race with a 30-point lead on Shaun Klein in the championship, was running second behind Klein late in the moto, and his game crashed. It is down to a 5-point gap here going into this second moto between these two guys, and we've only got 5 motos left to go. We are set to go, though. Are you ready, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby, it is time to go race the 250 Moto 2 action at Unadilla, and this time Klein gets a much better start. Donovan clips the gate, but it's Cohen on the 42 who gets a great start from the inside, and it's Husey again?
Husey went into the hay bales, so he fell out of the top spot, and now Ben Seberg gives chase to Cohen 42 machine out front. Seberg tries to slingshot. James Schuler and Devin Ryan in the mix. There's the 210 of Harry White. It's a thriller at Unadilla.
All right, we are off and running as the green flag's waving, and these guys are whipping out of the gravity cavity as Schuler's
Klein
down.
And Mitchell are 9 and 10 on the racetrack, about to move up a couple spots as Devin Ryan was up in there, and I think they both got through that crash.
Yeah, Klein actually got bumped out of the rut by Mitchell. They went in side by side trying to avoid a crashing Jonathan Hughes. Now Mitchell's down.
Up.
Yeah, and it causes a bit of a pile up there. Phil Bull down. I think that's Tyler Lewis upside down. So a couple guys getting kind of caught out early on.
Now we know Klein gels with this Unadilla circuit as he turned pro here last year, had a great performance, and now Moto #1 win and putting himself back in the championship. Colt Mitchell maybe falling off a little bit late in the series here. He put on that mid-season charge, and Klein definitely has been progressively getting better as the season's gone on.
No question about it, and this is really going to shape up to be a fantastic final 4 motos after this one's over. I'm sure these two are going to be going at it in these last few rounds, and certainly a lot more interesting now that Mitchell's had this moment here tonight. Right now, it is Cohen leading this thing going into the sky shot, and I'm going to try to find myself some dualies to take some more shots. Cohen is all alone.
Shots.
Oh,
Harry White getting dirty.
Harry White, are you kidding me? All right, we got to find some guys that are side by side here. Nobody really that close. Lightful.
Gatlin and Hayden Stevenson.
Yeah, that was
Ben
dualies.
Seberg and Brock Peterson getting it.
Yeah, maybe 2 shots now. Brent
Something
Powers,
at least.
Boner.
Jonathan Hughes.
Oh my gosh, Gebhardt was
and
backwards.
Alfrey.
Oh, there's like 5 guys in the air at once over the sky shot. Oh, there's so many. I think I might have to take 3 shots alone just for all this right here.
Anyone have an update on Mr. Unadilla, Chase Donovan's Moto #1 performance?
7th.
All right, that's a little bit worse than expected, honestly. That guy is obsessed with the Unadilla racetrack, but I believe that's about what he finished last year.
Yeah, well, he looked good. He charged through the field. Definitely was not 7th and faded back there, or up front and faded to 7th. He charged there. So looking for a turnaround, maybe a little bit better this moto. Cohen is going to lead down and complete the first full lap, though, out front. Battle for second brewing quickly. Dickerson, Klein in the mix as well. Woodley is off the side of the track with Mora, who was second in the first moto. Harry White just got whipped on by Colt Mitchell out of gravity cavity.
Looking for the... Wow, I just found a pack of about 5 guys. Brock Peterson, Devin Ryan together. Woodley, Edward Mora, Jack Gatlin, all in the mix in the 9 spot. Wow, Mora just made a sick pass on Gatlin. Not sure if you caught that.
Not quite. I'm watching this battle between Klein and Mitchell, your points leader for 3rd right now.
Oh, that might be important to watch. Sorry, I'm a little rusty, guys.
No, that's okay. I was in the midst of taking a shot just now, so I was also out of the mix a bit too.
Looks like those guys are reeling in. Isaiah Dickerson right now, who runs in the 2 spot. Cohen, nice comfy lead, 6 seconds out in front here on lap #3.
We have a deal signed, sealed, and delivered via Snapchat. Jerry Robin challenged me to finish an entire bottle of Smirnoff vodka if he finished top 15 this weekend at Unadilla.
I like that. I like that deal a lot. J-Rob, of course, switching over to the Honda and the 450 class.
Oh, Klein.
Hopefully.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going about Rob.
Yeah, hopefully he can keep a motorcycle together long enough to show the speed that he has at the real Unadilla race. Of course, longtime sim player and shredder on a real dirt bike.
No question about it. We kind of miss him racing these, but obviously real life moto for him a little more important.
And all around cool cat.
Yeah, super cool guy.
Mitchell going to try to slingshot this outside. He slides out the front end. Klein had went down, drops into the 5 spot, but that's going to allow him to close closer to Mitchell again. Mitchell back up and running, battling with Logan Lightful on the TMFR, TMFactoryracing.com, number 201.
Still trying to work my way through these shots right now. But yeah, we're watching this battle here. Lightful's putting on a charge. Lightful looked good in the first moto too. I believe he wrapped up a 9th place finish. And again, another one of those guys that had to kind of charge into that position, wasn't really running up front the whole time. So Mitchell still looks a little bit rusty, having not completed the last 5 minutes or so of the moto just before.
He reeled in Dickerson pretty quickly, had that off-track excursion. Now he's reeling him right back in. Mitchell carrying a pretty good pace. Trying to pad that points lead once again that he had opened up so big. Dickerson with a little boner air. Oh, Mitchell just ripped that inside rut.
That's been an interesting mix of people just absolutely boner airing or getting absolutely upside down tonight. Obviously,
Mitchell dives inside,
Whoa.
makes the move. Dickerson slides out, and actually Logan Lightful's down, so Shaun Klein's going to move around into the 4 ride.
Yeah, that was kind of a pirouette of crashes there. Lightful going down in the background.
Haven't talked too much about him, but our leader, Jeremy Cohen, are heading to the sky shot in MV Films number 42. That had a 7-second lead when Mitchell moved into that number 2 spot. It's shrinking a little bit, but smooth and steady is hopefully going to win the race if you're Jeremy Cohen.
Yeah, he's hoping so for sure, and he's had a fantastic year to this point. He's put together a couple really solid finishes, a couple times inside of the top 5 this year. I'm sure he might have actually surprised himself a little bit with that, as well as some of us. But yeah, charged up into 11th after getting a terrible start in the first moto. So obviously he feels somewhat comfortable with the track, and we'll see if he can put it together here.
Shaun Klein went down again, dropped back to the 7th spot. He's back up to 6th as Brock Pearson made a mistake. But moto number 2 not going as well as moto number 1 as they run for Shaun Klein.
Certainly making interesting things happen with battles though around the track. So just behind him, Pearson, Devin Ryan, and Mmmm Woodley all duking it out coming out of Screw You.
The wall, we got to be politically correct, Kellen.
I don't care.
As he's taking shots live on the air.
Shots.
Oh, Pearson stuffs the hay bale. So now it's going to be down to Devin Ryan and Mmmm Woodley to battle it out.
Pearson came back on the track right in front of Jack Gatlin. Almost made a disaster of a situation there coming back on the start straight. So we got 2 kind of battles back to back here. Devin Ryan trying to go after Mmmm Woodley. And that's a close one.
I think the one behind might be the better one. As Gebhardt also goes around Gatlin along with Pearson. Gebhardt's working his way through the field.
That's what I was just about to say. I think this one is kind of a 3-rider battle, although Gebhardt and Pearson kind of getting away just a little bit from Gatlin now. They might be up on that battle up in front of them. Yeah.
As they're side by side, Devin Ryan trying to go around the outside of Mmmm Woodley. Not going to get it done yet. He's going to alternate lines yet again. That's the one to watch at the moment, as Devin Ryan is all over Mmmm Woodley. He's got a run on him, bar to bar.
I like that these guys are switching up lines here, and yeah, Devin Ryan is able to make that pass. One of the moto option keys to the race that I discussed earlier tonight was how well these guys would adapt to having to ride the concrete tracks, as you like to call them again, Chris. So much of the road playing has been going on these last few weeks that I wonder if these guys maybe expect the lines to develop and forget about the fact that the track is going to stay the same the whole time, or what, you know?
Yeah, or just playing smooth tracks, and you play so much differently, especially in the early laps when it's smooth and just wide open. As Devin Ryan goes down, Brock Pearson's going to go by him. They've dropped Gatlin. Wing Woodley and Donovan have gone down. Mr. Unadilla was all the way up to 13th from 25th. Gebhardt had gone down as well, as he's back to 13th now.
It's all kicking off back here.
The front is getting a little bit tighter. Last time around, Cohen hour 2:19.8, 2:17.1 for Mitchell, who had a little off-track excursion there, but he's back on and rolling. But it's down to a 3.9 second gap. And of course, that was 7 seconds, about a lap ago.
On board
Dickerson, lonely in third. Oh, I say that, and Dickerson's actually down, so Lightful's going to be close to him, but not going to be able to make the move.
It's like a 3-rider train stacking up behind Lightful there. He's going to be
say train?
Dickerson.
Peter like? Oh, Harry
locomotive
White is down. That's part of that 3-rider train you were talking about. Klein up to 5th now.
Michels just laid down a 2:16.8 in his pursuit of Cohenauer out front, and both of these guys have a quite comfortable gap now over that battle for third that we were just discussing.
Mitchell looks pretty calm and comfortable, but as does Cohenauer. Mitchell's pace just a touch faster. But I don't feel like Mitchell's really pushing the envelope as he is slowly shrinking the gap. A lot of racing left to go. They're about a third of the way through this moto.
Yeah, maybe just the smarts notices that he has a good gap behind him. Doesn't need to rush and get to Cohenauer right now, and realizes that the gap's coming down anyway, so he's focusing on hitting his marks.
Gap is definitely shrinking. He lost about another second off of it. Cohenauer did. Mitchell is on the prowl as Lightful's on the prowl for that podium spot. He's all over Isaiah Dickerson now. Might be worth taking a peek back to that 3 spot. Lightful going to try in that middle line here. The long way around. Launching down into the valley.
Yeah, just trying
to carry. He might have a line on him here. He's carrying a lot of speed around the outside of Dickerson. He's going to stay lower.
Oh, man, look at that pass. Woo, that was sweet. Dickerson.
And now we got a battle for the lead.
I think Dickerson might have clipped him.
Yeah, it definitely looked like there was a slight bit of contact there. Good job on those guys for staying up. Back Daddy McSwag, we're doing wonderful here. Battle for the lead is shaping up.
I was just about to say that name and you beat me to it. Yeah, Mitchell looks like he's doing a better job of kind of staying lower on some of these jumps, carrying his momentum. Like right there, he just hauls around the outside and jumps back onto the start straight.
Definitely running a lot lower in the RPMs than Cohenauer. If you listen to their bikes, you can just hear it being in a higher gear. It sounds like Mitchell is. Maybe a little smoother through the kind of bumpy ruts. Of course, carrying more momentum if you're in a higher gear as well. And a scrub out of gravity cavity. Another lap in the books. 7 down. And probably about 8 or 9 to go.
Yeah, these guys have got a long race still ahead of them there, but it's not deterring them at all from about going to battle here for the race lead.
And Cohenauer's been getting good starts all year. This might be the most he's led, though. Looks really solid. He made a little mistake there. It's going to allow Mitchell to draw even closer.
Yeah,
now it's just finding a spot to make the move if you're Colton Mitchell.
Devin Davis is on the clock. Will tell us a story about Cohenauer's laps led, but I think you're right about him not leading as much this year. Obviously, we've seen him up front. That's no doubt that he's been fast this year, but leading the race has been a bit of an unknown for him. Kind of uncharted territory. Might hurt him a little bit in this battle. Maybe the pressure, championship leader right behind him, and leading for one of the first times all year. Could get to him here. How about some race lead dualies? Mitchell around the outside has got a really good line, and he's going to pull almost alongside on the sky shot. Let's see what we got. No, Mitchell and Cohenauer are both straight airing it.
Boo.
Ooh, Cohenauer, a little mistake. He's going to lose a lot of momentum going up the hill, but able to get the power back down and hold on to the lead for the time being. Do you think these lines he's taking are defensive lines, or he's just trying to do the best he can to hold them behind him?
I honestly think Cohen looks like he's just riding his race right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he's overly pushing, trying to pick up the pace or anything. Honestly, just looks like he's just riding his race and making Mitchell work hard. And there it is, just slingshots right around the outside like he was tied to a post. So Colt Mitchell goes on by the donkey Cohen. Says, you can stay on your post, little donkey man. I'm going on by. Shaun Klein is up to third, but he's 23 seconds behind Cohen. So Cohen's smooth, consistent laps are looking good for a podium in this thing.
Yeah. I've got to believe. A lot of racing
to go.
I've got to believe if Shaun Klein can at least get to second here, though, he will consider it a win. Obviously, it will be a win. He will go 1-2 for the overall, but just being able to corral the points gap down to just 8 points leaving here, it's got to feel real comfortable for him going into the next 2 weeks at Budds Creek and Ironman.
Yeah, at least there's, even if he were to get third in the Moto, there's at least hope now. You know, I think before it was pretty much a long shot because Michels, I mean, you see it in this Moto, and even last Moto before getting disconnected, it sounds like when he was running in the 2 spot, he's really solid. And Mitchell's dialed in, and guess what, Kellen? We're halfway through the Moto.
Oh man, I'm excited.
Who's going to bring us the top 10 rundown? How about you're watching us, SYS TV, bringing you a top 10 rundown from Unadilla.
That's me and Jeremy.
Jeremy Kahooner? No, Jeremy Henners. All right, leading the way, Prime Design Graphics on the number 10. It's Colton Mitchell. Running in the 2 spot, Team NV Films, number 42. Let's see if he gets steezy. Oh, yeah, a little bit anyways, at least. It's Jeremy Kahuna, the donkey. He's probably really offended by that nickname, but I really don't care.
I want to get David Lee saying the donkey, Jeremy Cohenauer. Let's make it happen.
Running in the 3 spot, getting a little stylish, is Shaun Klein on the Evergood machine. Drop back to the 4 spot, Brock Pearson, MV Films. Oh, we got a battle. Time for some dualies. Logan Lightful, TM Factory Racing, and Isaiah Dickerson. Lightful, Straight Air Leclerc, Dickerson, the rookie throwing her with style, double whipping it. Back in the number 7 ride, we find Harry White, the privateer. Yeah, Harry White. I think I saw some panties dropping. Here comes Tyler Lewis in the 8 spot. Then Ben Seberg, RFX KTM. Yeah, Ben. And rounding out the top 10, Volcom's James Schuler. I thought he was going to go into an Oppo whip, and then he totally straight aired. So let's keep going all the way to 15th. Here comes Ming Woodley, Motion MX 908. Hayden Stevenson and Edward Moore coming on up.
Oh, man. Oh, holy cow. That is sick. Stevenson was backwards.
Devin Ryan also in the mix. Phil Bull, Jordan Moxie, Jack Gatlin, and Chase, Mr. Unadilla Donovan, Ben Toy, Dakota French rounding out the top 20. Brett Powers, Donut MX on the 125. I don't know if you caught that, but he was upside down.
Damn, I'm so sad because Donut is like a favorite on the stream here, but I was actually paying attention to Devin Ryan absolutely T-boning Hayden Stevenson's life away right there. That was ridiculous.
Oh, man. Well, hey, there's a pile up for 7th and 8th right now. Tyler Lewis getting going as Harry White went down. But you did know that you have a shot.
I already took it, and I'm feeling it.
You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling like Colton Mitchell has a 10-second lead out front right now, and he's coming on around to hit the sky shot one more time.
The lovely chat has already mentioned that this could get as out of hand as Millville, but I'm fine with that. Millville was pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's only one jump on this track, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Millville had, like, every jump on the racetrack you could get dualies.
Yep. They had the Holy Schmidt, they had the Chatapult, they had, well, that's about it. I guess maybe the uphill triple for the 250s.
Yeah, old school Millville was even gnarlier.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of Redbud, where like there's...
Yeah, Redbud had a lot of opportunities, but I don't know if I did shots that night. Had to bring it back though. Week off, my blood alcohol content had been remissly dry. Really needed to bring it back up to an acceptable level, I think.
You needed to get some fucking blood back in your alcohol stream last week, did you?
Yeah. All right, Colt Mitchell is still leading this thing. We have not yet hit the 2/3 mark. Cohen is still reasonably close. Speaking of reasonably, Mr. Rieseberg, I'd like to congratulate you, man, since you had your 4th nice little child there this past week. And got to get the stream love out a little bit. Everybody say congrats to Chris.
Thank you, thank you.
Baby.
Add in another trophy to the collection.
Luca was the name, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken?
sir.
Yes. So that's very cool, Chris. Oh, Mitchell's down with the lead.
You know what I'm down with? Is a battle for the lead. So come on, Cohen, get it.
Oh, man. Well, he's closer now. Definitely a lot closer. And that crash by Mitchell actually made things a little bit more interesting in terms of him and Klein, because Klein is still trying to charge up to Cohen. And if Mitchell makes another mistake, Mitchell makes another mistake here.
Klein's first laps in this moto were not good. He dropped back a ways away from Mitchell, but he's kind of turned it around here in the middle of the moto.
It's good to see out of him. At least he's trying to find his groove. Let's see if I can't find a little battle to watch here. How about maybe Ben Seberg and Tyler Lewis are close? And actually, they have a lapper in between. That's Jake Warden.
What battle are you watching?
Tyler Lewis and, well, it's not really
Ben
a battle.
Seberg?
Ben Seberg, yeah. Trying to get
Seberg
around Jake
getting
Warden.
stuck right now. He's going to try to dive in. There he goes.
It's close. Not super much of a battle. Warden actually almost got back by Seberg.
I mean, Warden did check up going into the corner to let him go by, but Seberg not quite as good through the corner and allowed Warden to get right back beside him.
We'll check on Mr. Unadilla while we're scooting back here as he's battling with Jordan Moxie. Ooh, Moxie shutting the door.
Yeah, I guess he's might as well be our versuspc.com one to watch since we didn't call one out before the gate drop.
Yeah.
So Mr. Unadilla maybe going to surrender his crown because it's not looking that good for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, our versus PC one to watch in the first moto rage quit. It was someone I had never heard of before, to be fair, but it was...
Who was it?
Garrett Wallenbeck or something like that.
Oh, well, nice to give Mr. Garrett Wallenbeck some stream time, even though he couldn't finish the moto.
I'm watching Mora and Mikhail Woodley almost throw dualies, but not really on the sky shot. This is currently a battle for 11th, yeah.
I'm telling you what, do not count Shaun Klein out of this moto. He just dropped a 2:17.6, his fastest lap of the race last time around. He's now only 10 seconds back from Cohen, who's 7.9 behind Mitchell. A lot of racing left to go here. We got about a third of the moto left to run.
Yeah, this is definitely not over yet. And who knows, maybe 28 minutes in again, problems for Colt Mitchell could transpire. Mikhail Woodley about to be passed by Edward Mora, and he was trying to shoot back onto the start straight, but he could not quite get it.
Crazy to see. We saw Mitchell use that outside line that Woodley was in there to make a huge pass earlier, like Cohen was tied to a post, and then it was just the opposite there.
Right. I think it was more of a case of Cohen really flubbed that inside rut, couldn't get a drive, and Mitchell got the outside absolutely perfect. Whereas in that case, it seemed as though Woodley kind of messed up the outside a little bit and couldn't quite get the power down that he needed to kind of out-drag him on the straightaway, you know?
Yeah, that would make sense.
I think those lines, for the most part, are pretty even, because we've seen guys splitting between them all night. It's just about getting the line right every lap, you know?
Looks like the battle for 8th and 9th might be warming up. Harry White, the privateer on the 210, trying to close in on Ben Seberg. If nothing else, Seberg known for throwing some good whips, and he is close to the sky shot.
Yeah, this is like a brand new Harry White. We haven't seen him score many points this year, maybe a couple of top 20 finishes, but suddenly inside of the top 10 and looking strong. threw dirty on the sky shot earlier, so I'm all about staying in here.
Right now.
Let's see if
Harry
we got
White,
dualies.
Ben Seberg,
Oh, man. Harry White is making me so proud right now, man. We'll have another little shot here.
Harry, of course, cousins with Walter.
I really don't want to switch away from this battle, but I feel like I should because the battle for second is close. Klein, well, it was close, but then I switched to it and it wasn't.
Yeah, and we got a 3-rider battle as Seberg and White have reeled in Tyler Lewis, and they're going bar to bar. We're going to watch these lines once again. Let's see. Harry White's going to go outside. Rails it pretty dang good. Yeah, it stayed about even as they jump onto the start straight past the Race Factor Gaming Mechanics area.
Yeah, I think the real benefit for these... as White goes down. I was going to say the real benefit of swinging wide for these 250F guys is that they are able to carry so much momentum onto that straightaway. And it kind of just feeds them all the way into the next corner, going a lot faster than the guys that take the inside.
Absolutely. Seberg looks like he just left the gun shop. He is locked and loaded, full of ammo, ready to go after that number 7 ride. Tyler Lewis, better watch out. And Seberg's going to go side by side down into the valley. Got the inside. Seberg makes the move. Lewis tucks the front end.
Yep, and he's down, so he's going to end up back in the clutches of Harry White here. Just gets going before he gets
Cohen just getting going. So now there is a battle for the 2 ride. Into the sky shot they go. Shaun Klein has a run on him.
Oh, man, dualies again. Oh, I'm going to be so drunk by the 450s. This is ridiculous, but I'll take it.
Kellen's going to be doing shots of water again.
Jerry Robbins requested me finishing this bottle if he finishes top 15. Might not even come to bat, because I might freaking finish it tonight at this rate.
Shaun Klein all over the back door of Cohen, and Brock Pearson is coming along for the ride. Don't count him out of a podium spot. This might be the Brock Pearson that we saw early in the season.
Right. Klein had a line there for a second on Cohen, and again we'll see these split lines coming back onto the start straight. Cohen gets it cleaner though. That inside line actually isn't too bad if you get it clean. It looks like it's pretty even, like you said.
Klein drives it deep into that right-handed sweeper though. Closes the gap up. Now they're splitting lines again. Klein's going to slingshot around the outside, wheeling down into the valley, bar to bar.
So what's he going to do here? Is he going to swing wide? He's not going to get that inside line, so Cohen is going to hold the spot, but you're going to be side by side in a gravity cavity, almost touching, and then sick dualies out of gravity cavity. How did Cohen ride out of that? That was ridiculous. I thought they made contact. But Klein with a beautiful pass in a second, and another shot going down in the books here. I'm going to be so wasted by the end of the night at this rate.
Kellen might be praying to the porcelain god before the night's over.
It might be time to switch to beer. Holy cow. Oh, man. So Klein in a second, it really shakes up Colt and Michels' plan to gain some more points back at this point, because now it's down to just that 8-point gap like we talked about. Klein is in line to win the overall, even if Cohen gets back by.
Those of you watching the stream, if you want to look down below the stream, there is a donate here button. You might need to do that and offer up your liver, because Kellen's going to be looking for a donator.
It's true. Although
Cohen still with the podium ride, as I was just looking back to Brock Pearson and saw him absolutely cartwheeling himself.
Not going to get past, though. Dickerson's a little bit too far back.
We're at the 28-minute mark of the Moto. Looking, there's a battle right now for the 10, 11, 12 spots. Bull and Schuler threw the wickedest dualies ever coming out of Gravity Cavity, and Chase Donovan giving chase.
Well,
battle is hot right now between the two teammates. They've been side by side for about 3 corners right now.
Oh,
Donovan says hello to SpongeBob.
I love the dualies, but I'm kind of glad I missed those dualies.
Oh, Schuler's down now, so Phil Bull going to be all by himself. Now Donovan right back there going to battle with Jordan Moxie.
Yeah, and they're going to get going just as Schuler gets back on the track here. But Schuler's a little bit behind them now. So Donovan and Moxie, 2 guys that finished well and truly inside of the top 10. Donovan 7th, Moxie 3rd, respectively. in that first moto, but right now it's not really working out too well for them just yet.
Yeah, I mean, they're moving up through the field, though. They're 11th and 12th, not terrible, and still a little bit of racing left to go. Maybe a spot or two to capitalize on to see if one of these guys at least can find their way into the top 10 here in Moto number 2. Stepping up and out, Moxie might have a line. Donovan's going to go all the way to the outside.
Yeah, Moxie trying inside. That outside line works really well if you give up that inside. Donovan able to squeak away just a couple bike lengths, if anything.
I think that was Dooley's.
I don't know. I didn't really see Donovan on the stream, and Moxie was. Look at that inside line from Moxie, though. Donovan swung wide. I thought he was going to maybe double, but then Moxie almost doubled from the inside.
Oh, they're not done yet. They're going to go into screw you. Donovan's going to try to run up the inside. No, he's going to tuck back in line.
He's still right there, and he got the outside line really smooth, but Moxie did really well, too. Ooh, Donovan's
sending it.
Jeez, I thought he clipped that tough block, but able to ride it through. They're both going to tuck to the inside line again. Moxie swings wide.
Blows it.
It's going to be side by side by the mechanics area. Oh, and Donovan just gets back by.
Just shows how intense Race Factory Gaming action is. This is outside of the top 10.
And here comes Phil Bull.
Flying.
Phil Bull has slipped into this battle. He just got up from a crash, so now we get 3 guys battling it out for 10th. Oh, Donovan almost loses the front end, and Moxie slides through. Donovan almost loses it again, and now Moxie's going after Bull for 10th, and more dualies over this. Oh, Bull slides it down. He's going to lose that 10th spot. This is ridiculous action back here. Glad we switched back to it. Let's settle down for now, though, so let's see if we can't find a battle more towards the front.
So 2 lap board just came out for Colt and Mitchell. He was 30 minutes, 45 seconds as he just crossed the line. Shaun Klein 24 seconds behind. Looking to go 1-2 here for the overall, but I don't think he's going to be able to make up that time on Colt and Mitchell. Cohen slides her down in 3rd, but he has a comfortable gap. Brock Pearson, nice gap over Dickerson. Rieseberg a ways back. Lightful and Lewis battling it out here. 7 and 8 spot.
Lightful looking at a really solid finish here. 9th in the first moto. And you just mentioned 7th right now. Lewis giving chase, but could be maybe one of the best overall results Lightful's had in his career. He was mentioning to me earlier this, well, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, actually. He was telling me about how he doesn't believe yet he has scored enough points in this season to earn a national number. Well, I think tonight's going to do it for him.
Yeah, if he can keep this going for a couple of laps, like just this moto alone would be putting him right on the verge. Nice ride going here for Logan Lightful. DM Factory Racing backed rider.
Someone mentioned in chat that he looks an awful lot like Dio with the pink gear. I mean, I follow Dio on Instagram, and he has some flavorful gear choices, but I don't remember the pink gear. I know he wears the inverted stuff, but it's not really pink. It's more of like a fluorescent tie-dye.
Battle for 4th or 5th and 6th is on Rieseberg, Dickerson.
Yeah, right ahead of those guys, so maybe if they make a couple mistakes, Lightful could capitalize. That's Mr. Brett Powers. Donut MX is down on the 125 right there. So Donut makes it out of the Conti on a 250F and elects to race 125. Oh, Rieseberg, yeah, gets around Dickerson.
Same thing like the Dickerson we saw earlier in the season when he made his debut. I feel he was at Redbud. Watch out, Rieseberg, because Dickerson is rather aggressive.
Let's see.
He looks fired up right now.
Yeah, he is railing to the sky shot right now. Sort of dualies, but Dickerson didn't get really sideways. He's trying to really get down after Rieseberg here. Let's see if they switch up lines. Oh, Dickerson trying a little...
Dickerson looks like he's just sending it.
Yeah,
like,
I
just
think...
keep her licked.
I think Ben Rieseberg is doing everything he can to just get enough of a gap so that Rieseberg doesn't have a line on him here.
Interesting to see these guys both using the inside down at the bottom of the screw. You've seen a lot of outside line usage down there.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier in the lap of the race. Just rode a lap on the 450 on this track at the beginning of this stream. And how hard it is on those 250 yaps if you go inside in that corner to get a drive out of screw you. But not too bad of a drive for either of those guys going inside.
Dickerson losing touch a little bit here with Rieseberg. The battle behind them also separated slightly. Last time over the sky shot, Colt and Michel. White flag flies, 24 seconds out in front. So Mitchell's points are going to leave here, it looks like at 8, as he goes for the double on a 250 from the inside.
That was ridiculous.
Beast mode switch is on. Mitchell's trying to lay a burner down here on the last lap, perhaps. Yeah, he is.
I think at this point, he's got to be wondering what if. I mean, he was running second, comfortably second, in that first moto when his game crashed, and he would have easily won the overall, would have tied Shaun Klein on points, leaving this event. Still had a 30-point lead. Obviously, 8-point lead, it's still a lead, but it's not ideal in this situation for Colt and Michel going into these last couple rounds.
Well, and also wondering what caused the game crash, of course. You know, like, does it come back again? Does it happen again? Yep. Always going to be in the back of his mind. Is he's going to come around here, drop into gravity cavity one more time? We'll see what this burner lap time is here on the last lap.
Yep. Colt Michel comes down, and he's going to win 250 Moto 2 with a 2:15.2 on that last lap. That is unbelievable. But really, the man of the day, just given the points tally that he is going to gain on Colt Michel from today, he's going to pick up 47 points to Colt Michel's lone 25. Although
it's not over yet. He just got plowed
yeah,
by
holy
a lapper.
Cow. That turned into a disaster real quick.
That was the 908. That was Mmmm Woodley that just absolutely drove right through him.
That was awesome. But yeah, Klein's going to win the overall here at Unadilla. Pick up 47 points in the process and close this gap down within 8 points going into the last 2 rounds. Shaun Klein wins Unadilla. 1-2 Moto scores, 8 points into the last 2 rounds between him and Michel. It is on for this championship.
Give some love to the 42 MV Films rider, Jeremy Cohen, rounding out the podium here in Moto 2. Bike humping in the air, pumped on the podium performance. Great ride for Cohen.
Yeah, good start really helped that time around. As Pearson goes down, Rieseberg might get him. This is going to be for 4th.
Race.
Yeah, I think Pearson's getting up just as Rieseberg gets there. Into gravity cavity, Rieseberg has the drive, but Pearson is just going to hang on for 4th. 0.6 at the line. Dickerson only 2.2 back of that.
Tyler Lewis coming to the line. Relax tire number 46 comes across in 7th.
Edward Mora down into gravity cavity. He's going to pick up 8th.
The 9 spot Logan Lightful off the track, but going to bring her around in the top 10. Maybe as he's dealing with the lapper who's swerving around like he's been drinking more than Kellen.
It's true. I can't really feel my tongue right now. But Lightful will pick up 9th.
Around. And Mr. Unadilla going to salvage a top 10 performance here after a poor start in Moto number 2. Sally Slow-Mo Chase Donovan drops into gravity cavity and back out. 2 top 10 Moto finishes on the day in a faceplant to end it all off.
Phil Bull's going to get 11th. You know him more than I would probably know, Chris. Is Donovan going to be happy with 7:10 on the day?
I think so, except he had high expectations for Unadilla. Yeah. That would be the only thing. But yeah, I believe so. And the last guy on the lead lap was actually Jordan Moxie in 12th.
Only change from cuts is Tanner Rogers gets around Harry White on cuts. That's the only change right there. So Colt Michel, he comes back after his DNF in Moto 1 to win Moto 2, but the man of the hour is Shaun Klein, number 74. He wins, and he pulls within 8 points here of this championship run headed into Budds Creek next week. All right, guys, thanks for watching the 250 stream here on Start Your Systems TV, the Ride365.com, Nationals powered by Versus PC. We'll be right back on the other side of this quick break. 450 action coming up. Do not touch that URL bar. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.